We often hear, "This is the hill that I will die on." And Soul's Path Retreat Center is not the hill specifically, but it is the hub for humankind's meeting place, May 17th to 19th. And instead of figuring out what we will die for, what if we actually shifted that to be focused on what we will live for instead? That is what this solutions-oriented festival meets conference experience is about, and without a doubt, we're getting close. And in order for it to be what it could be, you are invited to be part of the experience. It's inaugural, it's never happened before, but it will not be the last, for there are many more who will be asked to come to the table. And this is how we do the very thing that we have been trying to do as the ones who stood true through all of the insanity that we have all been subjected to as part of humanity. I am so grateful to be part of this community. I am incredibly grateful to Bev and Nancy, who are the owners of this space, because in the last year and a half, while I've come to this community more regularly because of personal relations, what I experienced was they bet on me and gave me a space to actually be me and invite others in community in a beautiful space. They bet on me. And when I went through some really low emotions while I stepped into more fuller alignment with myself and my soul's path, quite literally within my own life, when I was feeling incompetent and incapable of actually doing what was required, I almost repeated a pattern from 5 years ago when I had a workshop lined up with the city of Hamilton to speak to a group of leaders as part of a leadership training that I had got the opportunity for by being at a Christmas gala. I went with a friend, and in the end I met the executive director, whose name was Rome, ironically, given that in the last year and a half while coming to this area, I have been tracking what I call the real story of Rome. And I've broke down Rome to be the reality of my empowerment, not specifically me, but me, my, and mine being first-person pronouns that also go with the we, us, and ours, that also are part of first-person pronouns when we stand as the tellers of our own tales, our own stories. And I say this because I had the opportunity given to me to do that speaking engagement. And in the end, it was the only thing I had lined up, and I got a bit of imposter syndrome because I don't have the corporate experience per se, but I do have a different viewpoint and perspective that is also valuable to those in the corporate realm. And Rome saw that because I shared the special practice, which is a self-care framework that was in development then, for it was only formulated in 2017 when it first came to me as I started writing the book that rewrote me before the world got to see it. I say all of this because in 2018, when I had the opportunity to do that speaking engagement then, I pulled out for mental health reasons because I didn't believe in myself, and the imposter syndrome had me doubting me, and I didn't have a community to support me through my own self-doubt. And so because of that, I then got to sabotage myself and go down to emotional levels that saw new devils, higher rent, new neighbors. And I could have resented myself for it. I'm just adjusting my top to make sure that you don't get to see more than what I would like for you to. But my point is that a couple weeks ago, while trying to get to a higher hill emotionally, spiritually, centeredly. I doubted myself and had the opportunity to repeat a pattern that I had 5 years ago when Rome gave me the opportunity to share my peace in a new environment. And I spoke to Nancy and told her where I was at authentically, because at the Hub, I'm actually leading Camp Authenticity, where we've got an incredible lineup. And you're going to hear about it very soon, because the meeting that I have stayed here to be part of in person versus zooming in for just only a little snippet of the experience. I shared with her that I was not feeling capable or competent, and all of the things that I was going through to doubt myself. And I say this at 555 now, because it was 5 years ago that I sabotaged myself and pulled out of that opportunity for mental health reasons, which was the first time I'd ever used that excuse. And this time, when I told Nancy where I was at, and hadn't fully realized that it was 5 years ago that I had stepped into that pattern, she said, take what time you need, go through whatever this is, and then come back stronger, and let's do this. And because she believed in me when I doubted myself, I was able to go through what I needed to in order to be more whole, more healed, and be able to hold my frequency and do what is required for what we are creating, which is this new orderly world that we are co-creating together. And Soul's Path is literally the hub that has been asked to host the experience as Bev drives in. Hey! So, all of this is to say, if you don't get yourself here the weekend of May 17th to 19th for the Hub for Humankind, you're going to be reminded of what you chose not to do that weekend, and will get to remember what you did do. So if it is not something that will be memorable, that will not grow you, that will not challenge you, you're welcome to do that. But if you want an experience based around care, community, and connection, you're going to want to be here at Soul's Path. We've got 58 acres to play with, 5 camps, and incredible people. So I hope you will make a responsible choice. Be able to respond instead of react. Peace.